Hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. Happy New Year. Glad to
Happy
see
New Year.
everyone's faces back here. And happy to see you too, Mr. Bam.
Hey, you too, Tankz0rz. It's great to be back. It's a new year. I lost a lot of hair here. I think my barber cut it a little short, but hey, that's why hair grows back.
Grows back. It's going to be longer than ever. You're going to rival my hair next time.
No, 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 no. I like keeping my hair short.
Okay,
This
okay.
was just a little bit shorter than I intended to be.
I know we caught up a little bit while we were waiting to go live. Seems like we had a nice little break, but we're happy to be back on stream here. So why don't we go ahead and talk to the people here about tanks?
All
So
right.
what do we have currently ongoing?
So, as you guys know, we are still in the Allegiance season. This is still going to run through February 14th. And hey, I'd love to ask the chat, like, what do you guys think of the holiday ops on our big event that we held last in December? Did you guys choose Team Arnie? Did you go with Team Mila? To our knowledge, it was very well received. It was very exciting. Um, and then, of course, we had the toy tank mode. Hopefully, you guys had some time to jump into there and choose your Darty and Artie tanks and just have some joyous fun with other fellow tankers out there. Um, and oh, beyond that, we also released, right before we went on break, the community map. As most of you are probably aware, we held a vote to you, the players, as to what kind of map can we start developing next with you, the players. During our Extra Life in November, we hosted two different versions of maps that you guys um, wanted to see which ones should we start developing together and going forward with. And so you chose this one that's more of a larger scale urban coastline map that will be available aimed to be available for World War II and Cold War. Um, and we unlocked this community map to you in custom games. And it's still available to this day and will be available in custom games through the rest of this season. And to that end, I'd still like to ask if you guys have any feedback. Please provide them. We are collecting any sort of ideas, unique gameplay mechanics that you'd love to see, changes, things you liked, dislike, etc. And also to that end, custom games, we have disabled the resupply costs, and that will also remain intact through the end of the season as well. So just a little bit of encouragement if you guys want to check out the community map, knowing that you will not be losing any silver. Please check it out, and as always, send us any sort of feedback. And we'll announce this a little bit later in today's stream, but I'll be hands-on with another stream later on to go a little bit more in depth with you on the community map and discuss maybe some next steps going forward.
Awesome. I know you said we're looking to gather ideas and suggestions. Mr. Bam, don't forget we're gonna add some cones to that map, right?
If Just a Cone is in the chat, oh yeah, I do see him there. Yes, cones will be a thing. I promise you that much. Everyone else in the chat is like, "What is with these cones? Why is this such a big deal?"
Listen, we'll try and get them in there. All right, so that's the community map. But what about next week? What do we have to look forward for here?
Well, I'm sorry. Before we move a little bit ahead of here, because I know we are just getting back here. This is our first stream of the year. We did have a new tank come out just this week, the Czech Tier 8 tank destroyer. We like to call it the Shrimp TVP 100. And I know some of you users out there, you were able to get your hands on this pretty early as well and start getting that out into the battlefield. So we'd like to share some early data with you. Currently, the Shrimp TVP 100 sitting at a win rate of 53.5%. That's number 2 out of all the Tier 8 tank destroyers of that class, with an average damage of 1,687, also second against all Tier 8 tank destroyers. And also number 1 for both win rate and damage is held by the NM116 Panzerjäger. Excuse me. Before moving on, I think we got to start this year off a little bit with a strong giveaway. On the topic of the Shrimp TVP 100, I think we can pick out 2 lucky winners for the chance.
2 lucky winners.
2 lucky winners. Let's start off this stream and this new year strong.
All right. you guys know what to do here. If not, go ahead and click on that link we just posted, enter in your Wargaming ID, and you'll be entered for all of our giveaways today. So just enter your Wargaming ID and you'll be all set.
Okay.
And that is for 2 SHPTK TVP 100s. So
one per winner.
One per winner. I think if they get 2, they'll just get the money equivalent of it, silver of it. So you don't want that. You want your nice shiny tank.
The tank in that garage slot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we also have the Commander Skills Respec and Swap currently at a 50% off. So if you guys were looking for your opportunity, maybe you have a new favorite commander and you applied some skills to them, and you're trying them out in different tanks, maybe some new tanks, maybe the shrimp tank, and you want to consider what, this might play a little bit better if I kind of re-rolled the stats in a better way that's going to tailor well to my gameplay style. Take advantage of this. 50% off now for Commander Skills, Respec, and Swap. And then in addition, I think a lot of you might be well aware, we have the Silver with Interest event going on. This will be available until this upcoming Tuesday. It's like XP with interest, but for every 1,000 XP you earn in a match, you will get 150% more extra silver. And you can earn, say, 2,000 XP in a match, and that's 300% extra silver just kind of stacked on top of it. And I will know, and maybe you've seen it as well, a lot of streamers, a lot of community contributors are taking well advantage of this. You guys could be really banking in silver, so take advantage of it. I think if you guys are starved for some silver, this is the opportunity. Do so before we take it down this Tuesday.
I saw a comment. Someone said, "Big silver, even for me." And I thought that was funny.
Silver for everybody.
Yeah, silver for everybody.
Raining silver. Yeah, we got let's see, Urban Pop-Tart. I like that name. I got 3 million silver in a single match.
Oh, congrats. Wow, that's
I'm Devil Dog. I got 1 million silver in a match. Made millions from the T-Bear 55.
half the amount of silver. That's good to see.
There you go. So there you have it. There's some proof. Like if you guys are looking for some silver, now's the time.
I know I jumped the gun last time when I meant to say this week, but what about next week? What do we got going on for next week?
Let's talk about next week. I think it's no mystery. You've kind of seen what's sitting behind me. I do like teasing you guys a little bit. A fan favorite, and quite honestly and possibly the favorite map of the game, Airfield, is making its return to World of Tanks. It's been a few years since the last time we've had the map Airfield available in World of Tanks. Worth noting, and I want to point this out to everybody, and a huge thank you that took part in our Mila and Arnie Holiday Ops event. This was part of a community challenge, and you guys have all excelled and accomplished the goal. And as part of that, as part of our promise, we are delivering Airfield ahead of schedule and coming this Tuesday to all of you. Now, for those of you that might not be aware, because again, it's been a few years since Airfield has been in the live environments of the game, and you might be wondering a little bit about this map itself. What I will say is, if you guys are familiar with Sunset Coast, it's a very jungly, brawler-like map. That Sunset Coast was a version that we took of Airfield and kind of jungle-fied it, if that's even a term or a word. So we heard the community loud and clear, and Airfield was very well prized amongst the players, and they wanted it back. And we knew that deep down, and we had to deliver on that. So it is coming back. And those of you wondering, because I actually did see a few players mention it in the chat, Sunset Coast will, in fact, still remain in rotation. We'll hold on to it a little bit longer. We'll, again, gauge some more feedback. If we need to consider some sort of adjustments to the map, that is something that we can look into as well. So, in any case, Airfield is coming back this Tuesday. It will be available in World War II, tiers 5 and up. I can double check that. That should be accurate, as well as all eras in Cold War.
Excellent. Look forward to seeing Airfield return. I miss those hangars.
Yes. A lot of open sight lines, because our approach to what we did with Sunset Coast is it really condensed the map to a lot more close quarter combat. While Airfield, of course, has that approach, well, You have a lot more clear sight lines when you don't when you're in a more arid desert environment.
And we also have, what else do we have here to share, Mr. Bam?
New camos, 4 new camos. If you guys were on this past Tuesday's stream, you may have seen T-Kane, who showed a quick sneak peek of these.
Mm-hmm. So why don't we go ahead and take a look here at
Let's take a look here.
These
Maxzilla, pink, pink, pink.
Pink, pink, pink. Well, let's take a look.
Brett Watcher, the infamous pink camo. Oh, there it is at long last. We have ourselves a bright pink. We got ourselves kind of a cool bluish gray, an orange, a green. Let's go. Maxzilla 1998, pink. It's coming, guys. 4 new camos. Here you have it on display now. And please note these that they are a set in a bundle. You'll get 4 vouchers, 1 per environment. 1 for summer, 1 for winter, 1 desert, and 1 urban.
Excellent, excellent.
And then let's see. I realize this is an opportunity for another giveaway, but we still have some a giveaway to announce for the shrimp tank to 2 lucky winners before we move on.
Is it time for to announce these winners here?
I think it is, because we have a back-to-back giveaway.
All right. Our first winner here for our shrimp tank, as we're calling it, is USMC Sergeant M16A3. Congratulations. You are our first winner. And our second winner here is Ian Ree. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but Ian, congratulations. You are a lucky winner. So with that, that leaves us open for our
next giveaway. So let's pull 2 more lucky winners for a chance for the Camo Bundle 1, which will consist of 1 set of bright pink camo and bright green. Note that there are 8 vouchers in this bundle, and you get to choose for 4 vouchers for the bright pink. You can choose between each camo environment, and 4 vouchers for the bright green per camo environment.
Excellent. Well, go ahead and enter if you haven't already. If you have, then just sit tight and you'll be eligible to win. If you need the link again, I just spammed it in chat. So there you go.
Okay. And as always, we'll let that one kind of marinate and download.
Well, I like the marinate and download. That's a good one. Let's keep that one.
New year, new vocab, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we do have some bonus quests also coming up this Tuesday. Earn XP and silver for completing some new and certain quests. And then trade-ins are back. I know this is a question that came up several times in previous streams of like, when's the next trade-in event? What are the tanks that will be included? So you guys can look forward to a new trade-in. And this includes, and I'm not going to go through the full list. I believe we'll post the full and detailed list for you guys on the portal shortly after the stream itself. But you can look forward to tanks such as the T-54E3, the Chrysler K and T-77, the Scorpion G, the Panther MIT 8.8. On the Soviet side, the Motherland, the Bogatyr, the KV-220 and 2, the Japanese Warlord Panther, the Polish Pudel, or 50TP Proto, and even mercenary tanks, the Turtle and Banana Buster, plus several more, and even some included in the Cold War Western and Eastern alliances.
Also including the Ariete Progetto.
Oh, did I miss the funnest one to say?
I had to say it.
Thank you. The Italian Ariete Progetto.
So we'll look forward to that plus more. So go ahead and take a look at our portal after the stream and catch the full list there. What else do we have here, Mr. Bam?
All right. So, and also a premium bonus. You can get that extra 50% silver and XP for tier 5s and era 2 and up on the following lines, including the Progetto 65, the 60 TP, and the M8 AGS, as well as the M3A2 Bradley.
Excellent, excellent.
All right. How are we looking on that giveaway?
We're looking fantastic. So let's go ahead and pull these winners here. You said they were, what'd you say, downloading and marinating?
Marinating and downloading, yes.
All right. So our first winner here is Largo Gene Ninja. Largo Gene Ninja. Congratulations. And Seb 1110. Congratulations. Sorry for mispronouncing your name, but you are the lucky winners of the camo bundle. Which one was that? Camo bundle 1, you said?
Camo bundle 1, which includes a set of bright pink camo and the bright green. So hopefully you guys were looking forward to that. I know a lot of people have been clamoring.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Tankz0rz, I'm glad I'm not the only one that will terribly butcher usernames live on stream. So don't feel bad, because when we get into the shout outs, it's my turn for butchering names.
Listen, as always, we like to celebrate your for us butchering your name. You get a little consolation prize. So in this case, you got some camo bundles. In Bram's case, you'll probably get some cool key cards of some sort.
Yeah. Before we move up to the shout outs category of the stream, let's do another giveaway, because we have another bundle for more camo, this time including the set of the bright orange and bright blue camo sets.
Alrighty.
2 more lucky winners.
Let's do it again. Camo bundle 2. If you haven't entered already, go ahead and give it a click. If you've already entered, you're all set.
I feel like we're following a pattern. Like we ended last year's stream very much like giveaway, multiple winners per giveaway.
Well, it's a new year. You gotta start off strong, right?
Gotta start us out strong. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, so that's a bit of a wrap of some of the content you guys can expect coming next week. Please look forward to all of that. So let's move on to our shout-outs segment. And as always, everyone that we announce and mention in our shout-outs and battle feats section, you will be receiving confidential key cards for your accomplishments.
Excellent. I knew they would get something. There you go. Confidential key cards. So up first, our newly released the Kunstpanzer that we came out with last year. Pappenhausen with max damage in a single battle of 8,653. Congrats to you. X-Pragmatic X with a max combined assist in a single battle with 9,544. And then lastly, we have MZ5T with max experience in a single battle of 2,388. And that's, again, all within using the Kunstpanzer. Congrats to all 3 of you. Up next, in our newly released Shrimp TVP 100, the Red, with max damage in a single battle of 7,550. Kenta 828H with max combined assist in a single battle of 6,015. And then, I'm just a cone, the one and only player to earn a Kolobanoff medal in the Shrimp Tank thus far. Congrats to you, sir. And then we have some fun stats here, some super heavy fun. In their Type 5 heavies, Firewheel Play earned the Kolobanoff medal, and Wolfie 7543 earned the Pools medal. Again, that's in the Type 5 heavies. And then in the mouse, we have Oppergeimer WoT and Raratan 2010 also earned the Kolobanoff medal. And then X Dark Ghost BTW earned the Pools medal. And again, that was in the mouse. Let's see. Oh, and then up next, we have our milestones. Huge congrats and thank you, as always, to our
users who crested some amazing battle feats and number of battles. Up first, we have Exact 2500, the T-Bear 55, and Tankz0rz Seb for reaching their 100,000th battle. Congrats to you guys or gals. And lastly, we have Jersey Jerry 97 and Killer Rams 08 for reaching their 110,000th battle. So congrats to you. And as always, that is a lot of battles. Is that how we say it?
Battles.
That's a lot of battles.
That's a lot of battles. Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations. And you said, as always, you're getting a confidential key card, correct?
That is correct.
Cool, cool, cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at our giveaway here that we have cooking.
Our next camo bundle,
Marinating.
who do we have?
Let's see. Pull our winners. Boom, boom. And we have our first winner, Sinister Ways. Congratulations, Sinister Ways.
Congratulations. There really is a lot of Sinister gamer tags out there.
I wonder if they're all like, part of his, members.
Sinister clan?
Yeah, they're all Sinisters.
Sinister one. Dang it, what console?
Yeah, we can't make it up. I mean, it's all your Sinister buddies. And our second winner here is Samas. That's Samas. Congratulations.
Samas. Congratulations. And again, that was for the set of bright orange and bright blue camo sets.
Camo bundle 2.
Okay, we got one last giveaway before we move into our Q&As for today. Let's try out the Kunzpanzer, our tank that we were selling toward the end of the year.
Sure.
For one lucky winner.
All right, let's do it. Let's go ahead and let that marinate for a little bit here. So if you've already entered, you're all set. If you haven't, I feel like I need I'm just repeating myself over here. Go ahead and click on the link and you'll be all set. All right, so it's Q&A time. Everyone's favorite Q&A time. Before we go to Q&A, make sure you tune in to wait, did you already mention your little...
Oh no, I can go into this if we like.
Yeah.
I give a very brief mention. So yes, I know we took a few weeks break from stream. I don't know if you guys missed us or not, but hey, we are back.
We missed you.
I will. Wait, what was that?
I said we missed you.
We missed all of you. But I'll be making that up as I will be joining T-Kane on stream this coming Tuesday at 5 p.m. UTC. That's 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. As we host a few custom games. And we'll be playing on both the community map as well as the newly released airfield map that's returning into rotation. So please join us. Again, I'd love to interface with you guys directly, get your feedback, and I'll even share some details about the development of the map, maybe some directions and next steps where we could potentially take it. But at the same time, just interfacing and talking a little bit with the player base live in game.
Awesome.
Justin Cohn says hide and seek. You were there for that, Tankz0rz, right?
Yeah.
During our during Extra Life, the Tinkin' After Dark. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe we'll see. We'll see, right? It's always fun watching the custom games that T-Kane could do, or just watching him play. But now we have Mr. Bam here, so hey, go ahead and take advantage and check that out. And you said it was 5 p.m. UTC, 11 a.m. Central. So
correct. And if you guys have checked out the community map thus far, don't forget to leave your feedback on the map. You can reach out to our community on any of our social platforms, Discord, etc. All feedback is welcome, and we'll do our best to kind of review and pick out things that seem very maybe some commonality that you as a community think like, oh, it'd be really great to see this or X or Y. or it'd be great if Wargaming tried this. We'll also pick some things that we think, hey, that's a great idea. Maybe we should apply it. Maybe some more orange cones.
I like it. I like it. All right, but nevertheless, it's Q&A time. So let's go ahead and start off with some questions from the community. So we have A Comics, and they're asking, what's the most challenging and fun projects to work on for 2022? What was the most fun and challenging project that you worked on?
Let's see. It was a long year. Let's put it that way. I'd have to really narrow back it way back to the early parts of the year. I mean, right off the bat, the holiday ops with Arnie and Mila and our collaboration and how we kind of were able to, accomplish this along with the working with World of Tanks PC and World of Tanks Blitz. We all had a huge franchise effort to kind of move forward on this. And, you guys looked at World of Tanks PC and we're always wondering, like, oh my God, console, Modern Armor, are we getting the M47 Arnie? Is it coming? And like, we had to keep our lips shut until that we did indeed, we're indeed ready to unveil it and pull back the curtain. So we were very excited and very happy about the way the holiday ops turned out, and looking forward to doing more challenges like that. I will say it definitely came with some challenges. If I had to go much further back in time, our training missions. This was also a big initiative on our part that we spent many months on. And I understand this is probably not something that most of you as veteran players have been with us for maybe months and years out. This was something, much more catered and geared to our new players to get them kind of excited and an understanding of like, why should they stick with this game and what is fun about it, sort of deal. A lot of effort went into that, and we had a lot of fun also with the VO work that came out really well. And just, very pleased the way that turned out.
That's definitely nice seeing, some focus geared towards new players, and getting them on board and well trained to play the game with the rest of us. So we have another question here from Squawk UCG, and they're asking, can you please look at the FV 4005 and Era 1? It seems to be a big negative to new players. And sorry, I gotta scroll here. My window's a little too small. So it's a bit negative to new players entering Cold War to face tier stock tanks that can be one shot. Would it be better to fit it perhaps into an Era 2 where it faces, some type of tougher competition with spaced armor?
That's an interesting idea, and I do see a lot of comments in regard to that tank specifically, the FE 4005. New players in particular, we do start them off in a PvE environment, and then this might be a little bit aside from the points. So they are, we're trying to train them up and not make them, facing players right away and get a better understanding of like the tank balances, etc., and a little bit of the RNG. We do boost their RNG factors in the PvE environment. By the time that they come into the PvP, this is something that we could look into a little bit further to see if that tank is going to be a problem for them. I think even new players aside, I do believe even veteran players also have voiced their concerns about the tank too. So it is something we can take a look at. I appreciate the suggestion that maybe fit it into Era 2. That's a good idea. Not going to give any sort of definitive promise or direction on that now, but at the very minimum, I can talk to our tank design team and see what we can do. But looking at the performance for both the FV 4005 and the other starting tanks that new players can use, it would seem that both the tanks are performing as expected. It doesn't seem to be having truly any negative impact, at least into the whole realm of just win rates, survival rates, and average damages in comparison to the other tanks of that era.
We have another question here from Saul Miller, and they're asking, did anything happen to missiles in Cold War?
I'm curious if they are asking anything specific, if they observe something different happening, because no changes have really been made. I will note that comments and ideas have come up of maybe applying kind of a proximity distance detection for when a missile can be armed, because we do understand and know that players have voiced concern regarding, players shotgunning missiles from a very close distance. And so, like, we do think it's a good idea to look into an arming distance for missiles. But aside from that, like, no, nothing's actually been changed about missiles themselves. And we are looking into maybe applying some changes into the future regarding to the arm distance.
Yeah, I know we talked about it in the past, but yeah, arming distance would be something that would be interesting to see. Another question here from Tony Porter. They're asking, can we get the Italian TDs soon?
Well, we'll see what we can do. They are certainly very cool.
Excellent. The Wizard, they're asking, why isn't the IS-3 Auto actually an autoloader yet?
So it's in reference to having an autoloader mechanism, which is not to be confused with autoloaders that are clip-based guns. This tank will not have a clip-based weapon. We do offer another version of this tank that does have a clip-based weapon, if that is something that interests you. It's called the Stockade Object 703 Auto, and let's just say it has a pretty kick-ass look.
I like it. Gwendol, they're asking, French Cold War tanks when?
No details to share just yet, but something we are looking into the future.
Okay. Mr. James Lacey, buff the UDAS 15/16.
Hoodas.
Hooties?
Okay, so we were just looking at the performance of the tier 8 through 10 Swedish mediums the other day, just to see generally how they are doing. TLDR, they are looking pretty well at this time, so I will admit no changes are likely to happen, but we will continue to monitor and at least keep in mind that some players are voicing some suggestions for buffs.
Bloody War Llama is asking, will we be getting a 2023 recap? This is in reference to the emails that we got, in the past.
I'm trying to think back of how this email was treated. I don't recall how the presentation of this. I mean, potentially maybe something closer to our own World of Tanks release anniversary. To be determined, I will say.
Okay. Rob Dunnett is asking, can we please get speaking about Chuck Norris in the next console?
I love that the community really does enjoy our commanders with VOs. Mm-hmm. It's to my understanding that the Arnie and Mila was very well received, and we were very happy to work with our license holders to actually have the actors supply us with VOs to put into the game themselves. All that being said, it all boils down to licensing. It's stuff that we'd have to negotiate and work out. What I will say, I mean, it's not something that we can just willy-nilly just create and throw in. We'd have to have these meetings and discussions. At this time, there are no plans. I apologize. So, nothing in terms of voiceovers for Chuck Norris Commander at this time.
What if I try and do like very poor impersonations? Do you think we'll be in legal trouble here?
I have a feeling. I get a weird hunch we might be in some legal trouble.
Okay, then we won't even cross that thought through our minds.
I trust Tankz0rz that you would do an excellent impersonation, though.
I don't know what he says, but he'll probably say something like, "My foot's gonna roundhouse this tank" or something. All right. Next question here from, let's see, Rob Dunnett. He's asking, can we please wait? We just went through that one. Oh my goodness. Tony Porter. I'm getting confused. I got roundhouse kicked in the face. Tony Porter's asking, can we get a new tier 5 Panzer for AUSFK?
I will say no plans for this tank yet, at least not this time, but we do have another tier 5 that will be coming in the next season.
Awesome. Andrew Kirkland's asking, where is the T2 event console was the only one that was left out?
This kind of same thing along the lines that Rob Dunnett asked in regards to licensing. It's a licensed content we simply do not have the license for. So apologies, something we won't be able to offer at this time.
All right. Habs Chick 71 is asking, can I clarify something? Isn't it if you reach 100 million, 100 multiplayer games that Era 1 co-op maps will be reset to all maps? I have more than 120 ATM or 120 ATM, and this hasn't happened.
You might be thinking about how new players, if you are a new player, like I said, I mentioned this earlier, you are restricted to co-op play until you get through between 6 to 10 co-op matches until we unlock the multiplayer mode. For new players, with our Allegiance updates, we did give, because we learned that new players, there's a little bit more retention and stickiness if they join the game and they don't have, let me put it this way. If you are joining a brand new game and every time you play a new round, you are introduced to a new map. And you'll put in maybe 2 hours in a single day and you have no map familiarity because every time you rejoin a new match, a new map is presented to you. You know, we are a game that is got so many tanks, so many complex mechanics, and not to mention over 40 maps as it currently stands. So for new players, this can be very intimidating and hard as a educational experience when we don't kind of keep them in a smaller, finite map rotation. So as it stands right now, when a new player comes out of the co-op experience, and once they play at least one battle in multiplayer mode, then they do unlock the full rotation of maps back in co-op mode, if that is what you're asking. Now, to that end, it is worth pointing out that yourself, if you're going back into co-op mode and you are still seeing the same map maybe over and over a few times, what could very well be happening, and this is something we'll continue to improve upon, is you might be matchmaking with other new players who have not made that threshold. So they are also kind of wrapped into the 2-map rotation. And of course, we autofill those positions with other players as well. So you might be getting kind of pulled into it. I understand it's probably not the most ideal, but it's also why we decided to make sure that this is only maintained in the co-op experience for new players, mostly new players. And like I said, we're going to improve that in the near future because we want to make sure that, you know, we know players like yourself, Haps Chick, you said you reached 120 battles in co-op. Well, I guess I should also ask, they did mention they have played some multiplayer games. So yeah, you are out of the minor map rotation, but you are likely falling into the bucket with other new players. So to that end, we will have something hopefully in the near future where it can alleviate that a bit.
All right. Next question here from Hammer Bro. They're asking, why were the keycards taken out of the battle pass?
That's not the case. They weren't removed. You can still earn keycards specifically at stages 55, 69, and 90. There might have been a difference in the quantity. I would have to get confirmation on that, but keycards are in fact still available.
Excellent. Next question here from a Loaded Psycho. They're asking, will there be tier 10 skins, or when will the tier 10 skins be released?
You can look forward to that later this month. No exact dates at this time.
The Tankz0rz is asking, any chance of similar event for Commander XP?
That's not a bad idea. It's possible. I mean, it's absolutely possible. I'll run that through the community and events team. We'll see if that's something feasible in the near future.
Mr. Goliath Games TV is asking, is Airfield for Cold War or World War II?
Both. And it looks like I got confirmation here. For World War II, it will be available starting at Tier 3 all the way through Tier 10 and all eras in Cold War.
Excellent. Another question here from Bloody War Llama asking, how is Lady Obscura and when is Pink Tankz?
Lady O has been very busy, but good. And I imagine this question probably came up prior to our announcement and reveal of the new camos coming out. So, yeah, pink camos are coming next week, next Tuesday.
Or maybe they just showed up and they didn't get a chance to see the magnificent new camos. And if that's the case, let's take a look at them again. Look at them. Here we got the green, the orange, the pink, the blue. Fantastic. Great stuff. Great stuff.
What's funny, well, I find it funny. It's probably not that humorous, actually, in reality. In a lot of our internal play tests, so we test, of course, not only with our own employees, but we also have to autofill a lot of the empty gaps with our bots. And the bots, we have them set to a lot of randomization of choice of their camos, as well as kind of their loadout of consumables, etc. And anytime we introduce like new camos, it seems like it's almost like there's a certain weight applied. And when there's a new camo out, it's almost like our bots actually have like artificial intelligence themselves, where like, I want that pink camo. Let me apply that. And we start to see a lot of them clustering around in our own playtests, driving around with the new camos that we just put in. They're just as excited as us.
I remember seeing something similar like that when we first introduced mercenary tanks into the game.
Yes. Yes.
I was looking at the mercenary tanks and the new skins that were in, and they were picking all these like new skins rather than like old camos. Rather, I was like, oh, interesting. Another question here. A Lord Psycho's asking, what is the next map coming after Airfield?
Okay, I'm going to reserve the answer for now, but it has been mentioned before, and I would say many of you in the chat probably know. I will leave it to the chat to say it's this map. Excellent. For now, for others, we're going to leave it as kind of a surprise if you're not aware. And yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Cool. Machines are learning. They know what's going on. We've been warned. The T-Bear55 is asking, will they change the decision not to sell the Mila camo? I know they'd sell lots of this camo.
Well, quick off apology. This was an exclusive reward for the Team Mila players for this event. Perhaps maybe something in the future, once we can like renegotiate the license, maybe there's another opportunity for players to get the items if you didn't get it this round.
Excellent. Slave 51's asking, why was Karelia taken out of Cold War?
That would be news to me. To my knowledge, it's still available in Cold War, but I can...
Mr. Bam, you need to go check the XMLs after this.
I'm checking it live. But we could probably move on to the next question as I'm confirming. To my knowledge, Karelia should still be available in Cold War. And actually, as of this conversation, I'm also not too privy on, or recall, rather, what eras in Cold War it is available in.
Alan Riggs is asking, I like Sunset Coast and Airfield. Will Airfield have more bushes?
Okay, so as mentioned before, because maybe there was a bit of a miscommunication when players got the idea that Airfield was coming back, and there was some assumption that, oh, okay, Airfield's coming back, so bye-bye Sunset Coast. Sunset Coast is still going to be around, and that's still going to be our more foliage-heavy jungle map. Airfield will still have the same level of environmental concealment as you guys all remember some years back. So no real differences in terms of increase of foliage differences. We wanted to make sure that we still brought the map that fans loved and recall it in the past, and we wanted to make sure we kept it kind of true to its nature.
Excellent. Jeremy Haycraft is asking, why does it take months to return the damage numbers and ribbons after we die? When will it be fixed?
Uh, real quick, I did see a question go by in the chat. Someone asking about my cat. Well, if you can see him, here he is, just doing his thing, crossing my.
He knows it's meeting time. You know, he's got to be in front of the camera.
Okay. So sorry. Why does it take months to return the damage numbers in ribbons after we die? When will it be? Oh, this is in regards to in postmortem view, and yeah, not being able to see that. Depending on the issue, if it can be fixed with code or resources, typically depends on how long it takes for it to be fixed. As we were leading up into the holiday season, and a lot of people were, it is the holidays. A lot of employees are taking extra time off. Even this week was a little bit quiet, but we are aware that players are really clamoring to get that information back on their screen when they're in postmortem. So we are trying to get it in as soon as reasonable, but otherwise it will absolutely be addressed and in the game at the launch at next season at latest.
Excellent. Good to hear.
Then really quick, I did get confirmation that it looks like Corellia is in fact pulled from Cold War. I'll have to look into reasoning as to why that might be. I was unaware of that. Or if I was aware, I forgot.
Sounds good. I like this username, a Blazing Mango. They're asking, the Cold War premiums have been lacking in the store lately. Do you plan to have more choices in the future? I hope to see some new ones, especially a cool light, maybe a premium Bulldog.
So we have lots of Cold War vehicles, both premium and available in the tech tree that is planned in the future. The next premiums this month will, in fact, be Cold War tanks. So please stay tuned and look forward to more news on that soon.
Next question here from Blue Stall. They're asking, new tank lines anytime soon?
A few more months before we can see and unveil the next tech tree line.
Maximiner Tankers asking, will the shrimp tank come to Cold War?
Unfortunately, no. We do plan to keep it as a World War II tank. So as of this writing, no plans to bring it on over to the Cold War.
Peppermint Shores asking, can we get the camo bundles so that they're not tied to environments?
Well, you will be able to purchase them individually from the customization reel if that's something you prefer.
Excellent. Escaz04 is asking, will double barrel tanks be in the game soon? I believe he's asking about the bifurcated tanks.
Correct. Okay, this subject comes up quite a bit, and I know players are always asking if we have any updates. We are aiming and trying to squeeze it into this year. But I'm going to stress, we can't promise it because there is a lot of some kind of back end tech and complicated systems that we need to build to be able to properly support this. So I can't give you guys any exact timelines, but other than the fact that we are trying to see some way to get them in this year.
Okay. Looking forward to that. Blazing Mango again is asking, will there be any trade-in events for Cold War premiums?
Actually, starting this Tuesday, I didn't explicitly list them, I suppose, when I went through the list, but there are a selection of Cold War premiums that will be available for trade.
Awesome. Bloody War Llama is asking, there were French super heavy tanks in PC base code. Any chance for their tech tree that we could show in the future?
There were French super heavies in the PC base code. The note I have here is this might have been a fake leak created by a player on PC. They did have two super heavies that they use in one of their event modes that featured, I suppose, multi-turrets. I'll be quite honest, this is something I'm not too familiar on, so and it might not be factual.
Well, if that's the case, moving on. The Crusader Mark V is asking, Ramrod contract.
I gotta appreciate players who are always asking and clamoring of like, what's the next contract coming out? Because it still generates excitement, and we like that players are still, aiming for the next tank that they want to work toward their contracts. We do have it on schedule, and you can look forward to seeing it sometime within the first quarter of this year.
Not mistaken, the Ramrod contract here is our spiky friend fellow, isn't he?
Our spiky friend fellow.
Yeah, from The Office.
the for the commander.
The commander, yeah.
Yes, I believe you are correct.
His name slips my mind though. Let's see. Another question here from. I know we're running out of time. We still have to announce the winner as well.
We still get away. That's right.
Yeah.
Keep going.
So we'll try and see if we can make this our last question here. SWFC Ricardo is asking lawgiver contract.
Back-to-back contract questions.
Back-to-back contract questions.
Well, I'm happy to say that the lawgiver, as well as the Ramrod, will be coming out the same month, and again within the first quarter of this year. No exact dates, but sooner rather than later.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing all of your wonderful knowledge, Mr. Bam. And let's go ahead and take a look at our winner here. I think it's been marinating long enough. What do you think?
I think it's been more than enough. And, again, this is for the Tankz0rz. One lucky winner.
Alrighty. And our lucky winner here is LazySurge 9775. Congratulations, LazySurge. Today's your lucky day.
Enjoy yourself a brand spanking new shiny Tankz0rz.
Alrighty. Well,
Maxzilla 1998 Mig's cat versus Bam's cat fight. He's very sprightly today.
He's doing a little pace back and forth. I like it. Alrighty. What do you think? We have time for any more questions here that you see flying up?
Let's see. Okay, here's one. Goliath Games TV Cold War medals. We are aiming to potentially release the medals later this year. We do have some documentation and active work is going on with them. No exact dates at this time, but look forward to Cold War medals potentially this year.
One more question here from Strider5599. Is War Stories coming back?
Sadly, this is another question that does come up once in a while. And to be quite clear and honest, no, there are no plans to really ever restore War Stories. It wasn't something that had high engagement. At least initial launch of War Stories was well received, and a lot of players, you guys got to check it out, and it was a very fun initiative. But unfortunately, we did make the call that this is something in a feature that won't be making a return to the game. Another similar reason as to why we need to really commit to not bringing it back is we would, if for whatever reason, if we decide to bring War Stories back, we would have to re-script and the nav pathing for all of the AI bots and how the whole handling of the objective system works. Because we kind of did a huge overhaul of a lot of our scripting and how our bots' behavior works now that we included a co-op mode into the game. The bots back then they were much more linear and kind of told to go here and do this and go there, where now they're much more reactive to scenarios that happen in real time in matches that we have applied a lot of those changes, what you guys would see now in the training missions. That takes an account for the changes that we put forward in a lot of our improvements to the bots. And shout out to our AI engineer who does a lot of God's work on what can be done with the bots. But trying to force that back into War Stories and the number of missions that we had, it would be a great deal of work. But again, that's not the only reason why we're skipping on it, but it is an acknowledgement of it's not an easy flip of the switch that we can bring it back.
I'm not mistaken. I think in the past, to create a nav mesh for the AI to move around, you had to drop little apples everywhere, didn't you? So the mesh could be generated. So in the olden days. The olden days, you just dropped apples.
Days, and shout out to users that might even remember Proving Grounds. I like that you call them apples.
They were little apple icons, right? In our tools, I believe it was like a little apple icon you just dropped around.
They may have been back then. I think we have updated it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what Tankz0rz is referring to are bots back in the proving ground days. They were very linear. It was basically point A, point B, point C. This is where you go for tanks. By the time we did War Stories, it was kind of the same thing, but with a little bit more flexibility. And nowadays, we kind of let loose on the reins on the bots and just tell them like, hey, patrol this area. Guard this area, do not move any forward, or defend the base objective in this spot, etc. What I'm getting at is we have improved a lot in terms of how we treat our bots. And then just to define something else in terms of what Tankz0rz kind of pointed out, in case this is a term unfamiliar to players, nav mesh, which is just another easier way of saying navigation mesh. Basically, every map that we have in the game has we preload a generated geometry on top of all the terrain that's accessible by players. Anywhere on the map where you can drive and basically get access. Bots don't look at the game the same way as players do. Bots will see a navigation mesh, and that is telling to them, like, this is where I am allowed to drive. And they even have preferred routes. The navigation mesh will look at, say, roads or paving and say, this is a better firm surface where you can gain more traction and move a lot quicker than you would, say, driving in puddles or in the mud or through a forest, etc. So we didn't even have nav mesh back in the Proving Grounds days. Again, that was just bots going from point to point to point. Now they can go anywhere they want on a map, and we kind of give them general guidance of, like, over here you want to be applying a game style as more of an assault tanker, or over here we want you to play more as a sniper class of some sort, etc. Anyway, I hope that's kind of like some fun insight to people. I know not everyone cares about AI or bots, etc. But TLDR, that's kind of a bridging off of the War Stories conversation.
Right. It's always interesting to me, at least. But yeah, definitely. I think that's about all the time that we have for today. So I would like to thank everyone again for hanging out with us, and here's to another great year of tanks. So again,
Absolutely.
Mr. Bam here will be on stream Tuesday with TK, so you go and check him out at what was it, 11 Central?
11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Yes,
and,
5 p.m. UTC.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. See you
Take care, everybody.
Battlefield.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.